Hey, welcome guys, welcome back to the Empire Collective Cup Platinum League. This is round 3, Mr. Yo versus Say My Name, and the score is currently 1-all as we go into game 3, which is going to be Say My Name's home map. His home map, of course, well, I lied, it's not Baltic, it's Crater Lake, though, of course, at first glance, it really does look like Baltic, doesn't it? But no, it's Crater Lake, of course, with the island in the center of the normal Baltic map. It's basically Baltic with this added. A few wolves and a little bit of extra gold on a little hill in the middle of the map. But yeah, it's a interesting pick. Like, I'm really curious as to why players choose Baltic, I mean Crater Lake, instead of Baltic. There's a few minor differences. Like, the main difference, I guess, is the amount of gold that you have. You have a lot less gold on your side of the map, which means that you kind of have to go for the middle at some point. But at the same time, because of the random generation, because of the positioning of this island, you never know where it's going to be. And as a result, you never know whether or not you're going to have a good dock or a bad dock. And in this situation, Yellow, even though he's chosen to play this map, he's actually got a really bad map, because he's obviously going to dock right here. Unless, of course, he can see. If he puts his scout at the edge, I don't think he'll be able to see the middle island. He'll put his dock here, and then he'll realize, oh crap, I've got no fish. So what am I going to do? And, I mean, a lot of people kind of disagreed with the fact that when the Viper and I said in the Wheelbarrow video yesterday that everything in Age of Empires 2 is situational, the reason for that is because maps are randomly generated, and oftentimes the map itself can really have a big impact on what you're going to do. In this situation, if Yellow was to dock and then build, like, you know, extra fishing ships, it would be really wasteful because there's just not much fish here to take. So that's why in my opinion, you can't really model like a kind of formula or something around a randomly generated map, because it's going to be different every time. Your economy situation will be different every time, based upon the situation and the location of your resources. Obviously, Yellow later on will probably build a dock out on this peninsula if he can, which kind of looks a little bit like Sicily, which looks a little bit like, not Sicily, what am I talking about? A little bit like Italy, rather. If he could build one out here, that will be better, because he will be able to grab some of the fish out here, but it's not going to be great either way you look at it. So it's going to be kind of awkward for Yellow, I feel. Obviously, both these guys playing as the Vikings. Yellow down to the southwest, and up to the north, we've got in the blue Yo. And Mr. Yo coming in, sneaky beaky like, going to delay that house. How huge is that going to be? Is that going to cause Yellow to get housed? Indeed, it doesn't seem like it will. Yellow cancelling that villager there to do loom, but Yo throwing a quick early spanner in the works. And you know why? He came over just then. He timed that really nicely. And the reason for that is because his scout came over. And his scout was planning on delaying or denying the dock from Yellow there. And obviously, at this point, Yellow didn't have loom. So for Yellow there, if he didn't have loom and he was building his dock, Mr. Yo could have delayed the dock. He could have killed the villager, which would have been huge. As it stands, he's still delayed the dock. He's forced Yellow to do loom early, which means that right now, Mr. Yo is a villager ahead, and Mr. Yo also doesn't do loom at this stage. However, on the right side, Yellow's coming in. Will he find this villager here? It seems not. Yellow is asleep. Oh dearie me, he should have noticed that, and Mr. Yo will wall that villager in very quickly to keep him safe from Yellow's marauding scout cavalry. Thank you very much to Onagerized for subscribing. It's much appreciated. Welcome to the Wallow Warlords. Thank you for your support. Much appreciated. But yeah, basically, this is a very good start for Mr. Yo. Basically, like, there's very few things you can do on a water map to influence how things go in the Dark Age and things like, aside from like stealing your opponent's resources. But getting the timing on when your opponent's building their dock and catching that villager that's building can be huge. And Mr. Yo did a great job of that, putting himself in a very early lead, which is awesome. Alright, so on the water, you see Mr. Yo here, much better fish, and although yes, this one here, this big fish, is a lot closer to Yellow's dock, once it's gone, he's either going to be forced to take the little tiddlers, or he's going to be forced to dock very far from his TC, which could also be bad as well if, again, Mr. Yo's scout is around and causes him some issues and some problems. Alright, so I think this is kind of nice. On the water, Mr. Yo going to get a really nice early advantage. He's doing loom. He'll be up to the feudal age in just a second. Struggling to get that last little drop of food, but he'll drop it off and get the feudal age upgrade. Actually, just a few seconds slower than Yellow. But bear in mind, Yellow here going up to the feudal age on 19 villagers, whereas Mr. Yo is going up on 20. And there's only a couple of seconds difference, like 12 seconds, which is of course not enough to get another villager out. So Mr. Yo, for sure, definitely has an advantage at this stage. But a lot of things on water maps, a lot of the way this goes can come down to kind of, you know, like micromanagement on the water, like how you manage your galleys, how you approach the fights, your feudal age. Are you going to be able to get enough food to keep villagers coming out? Are you going to be able to get enough food to do fletching quickly? Those are the things that can really make a big difference as well. And right now, both of these players leaving 2 sheep idle under their TC, or rotting under their TC. And they both have 3 sheep as well next to their town centre. So it's really very close. Another downside for Yellow, though, would be his berries here. As you can see, Mr. Yo's berries far from the edge of the water. He's going to be able to take them comfortably when he needs to. And Yellow is right up against the edge. So at this point, if Yellow loses water control, he might end up losing a few vills on these berries as well, which is kind of, you know, it's going to be pretty sad for him. He's also now forced to take the shore fish here, and that's just going to be horrendously slow in comparison to the big fish that Mr. Yo's taking on the north side of the map. And it's a shame because this is Yellow's home map. He doesn't deserve to get screwed over like this. And even still, like, he's coming to build his dock up here now, hoping that maybe if he builds it up here, he'll have better water or something, or better fish. Nope, there's no fish up here either. There's absolutely nothing. This ocean is devoid of life as far as Yellow is concerned, because these little shrimp on the shore just don't count for anything. So at this point, Yellow will get the first galleys out, and Mr. Yo will be a few moments behind, but not long enough for Mr. Yo to really be put in any danger. His fishing ships are going to be fine. He can defend them all right, and it's absolutely sorted. But yeah, it's just an awkward position, and Yellow maybe going to want to try something on the land or something like that. Would be really risky to do it because obviously Crater Lake and Baltic are really kind of pure water maps. Trying to get something working without water control is always going to be real difficult. But yeah, at this stage, Mr. Yo here walling up the left side, and he's going to be able to kind of keep anything out on the land, but I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest with you. I think Yellow is going to go for the water entirely. He's going to be really focused on it, and so far, a great start, actually. Yellow here, going to go grab himself a fishing ship, might even find another. He's already got 2, and that was a successful little raiding party from Yellow there, as he comes over on that right-hand side. At the same time, though, Mr. Yo will also take 2 fish out from Yellow here, and that's going to be pretty huge. Mr. Yo getting in there and getting out, both of them with their 2 little raiding galleys, basically achieving the same thing. Yellow, though, surprisingly, pulling really far ahead in villagers. What's happened? Is Mr. Yo leaving his TC idle? Is he not able to get food? What's going on? I actually don't know. I wasn't watching his eco. But suddenly, Yellow is ahead by 5 villagers. How on earth has he managed that? Considering they both lost 2 fishing ships, that's the only difference here. Mr. Yo, unable to get the food. So let's have a quick look at how the economy is kind of broken down. Mr. Yo has 11 lumberjacks and 5 gold miners. Yellow has 15 lumberjacks and 5 gold miners. Yet he's still able to get that villager account advantage. That is huge. And I'm absolutely amazed that Yellow here has been able to do that. Or rather, I'm amazed that Mr. Yo has neglected to take his sheep. In fact, I don't understand why he's taking berries here. It's well known that berries are gathered a lot slower than sheep are, and with only one villager on this sheep here, a lot of food is actually going to be rotting away, which is really wasteful. So Mr. Yo barely keeping villagers coming out at the moment, barely managing to pull it off, and honestly, that is really surprising to me. It's really surprising. So Yo coming in on this left-hand side. Yellow here going to be a little bit outnumbered since he's again split his army up into two. And Mr. Yo should be able to win this fight here with a little bit of micromanagement. Looks like he should be set. But saying that, he's also making a small mistake by not focus firing the same galley. He's kind of hitting different ones every time he re-micros them down to the right or left. It's kind of a shame. And as Yellow comes in from the right side, my god, he's going to get a great victory there when it was almost looking set to be Mr. Yo's win in that little fight. Mr. Yo now adding his fourth dock. How slow is he on the fourth dock in comparison? Quite slow. Yellow already has his fourth dock out. He's got 12 ships on the water versus Mr. Yo's 10. But right now, Mr. Yo with a small kind of defender's advantage here at the moment as well. And Yellow just going to be keeping the pressure on at this point. Since he's got fletching now, he could have pushed that a little more, but obviously Mr. Yo had fletching like 20 seconds later. It really wasn't a big enough difference for Yellow to capitalize on as much as he'd like, I guess. So Yellow's kind of actually making the best of a pretty awkward position here, considering the fish for him were absolutely horrendous. Yeah, so right now, he's actually not looking bad at all. He's still got the galley advantage. The question is, will he make it up to the castle age first? Because we've seen in previous games how getting to the castle age can really be the pivotal moment in these games. Can really turn it around, change it up from being a really close galley war to one player getting a big advantage. The reason why I say Mr. Yo instead of Yo Jethawk is because that's what Mr. Yo used to be called. I'm kind of using his old nickname before he just changed it to Yo. So I don't know, I kind of get into the habit of calling players what they're known by. Like, for instance, MBL, he plays as Beauty, which is his original nickname. But he's more well known as MBL, so I call him MBL. Kind of the same here. Mr. Yo, he's always Mr. Yo to me, even though he's just Yo now. Kill Bill. Kill Bill 2. Oh, I absolutely love the Kill Bill films. In fact, I love pretty much all Quentin Tarantino films. I think they're great. Pulp Fiction is like one of my favorite all-time films. And I love Kill Bill as well. I think they're great. Kill Bill. Oh, man. Gotta, like, make a Age of Empires 2 Kill Bill. Kill Bill, rather, as you would put it. Mr. Yo, then, building his market now. Let's see if he sells some of that stone. He's not afraid to sell the stone. We've seen that before in previous games. He's done it multiple times. And since both these guys are taking the shorefish right now, they're pretty even on the water in terms of food there. But still, Yellow has this, like, massive villager lead. And I think, at the moment, yeah, probably a little bit more food income as well. Back at home, he's got 6 farms set up, and he's bringing up a market as well, compared to Mr. Yo's 3 farms and also market. But let's see, will he sell stone to buy his way up to the castle age faster? Well, Yellow's done it, and so has Mr. Yo. They both sold stone at like the same time. It's hard to say who really did it faster there, who got the better market price, but Yellow's clicking up to castle, Mr. Yo is clicking up to castle, and I don't think I've seen a castle time that close for a while. There's 3 seconds difference at this stage. That's insane. 3 seconds. But you still have to bear in mind that there's 7 more villagers out for Yellow right now. So all this time while they're going up to the castle age, Yellow's going to be having just that much more resource income, and he should be building a 5th dock fairly soon. I really think he should build it on the tip of Italy here, and maybe just go for the bigger fish out here. Doesn't matter that much. In fact, he might be more tempted to go on the left side since it's more close to Mr. Yo, and he could potentially reinforce faster. But it's up to him at the end of the day. Depends what he wants to go for. At this stage, I'd probably go for kind of more aggression, actually. And I think so far, Yellow looks like he's going to have a very solid castle age. He's also been taking the shorefish with his villagers, which I think is always worthwhile as well, since villagers gather from shorefish like blazing fast, like insanely fast. Alright, so let's see. Yellow here getting a bit close. He's a little scared. Mr. Yo does have less numbers at the moment. He's down by 5 military. But Yellow getting a little close and just falling back. Half his army's at the back here. Now, if he groups them together, he can actually push Mr. Yo here quite hard because he does have a really big galley advantage. And since he's marginally behind on the Castle Age upgrade, it might be worthwhile for him to push now. But still, I don't think he realizes just how close they are at this stage. And he's just going to instead patrol back and forth and wait for that upgrade to come in. Both of them up to castle now. So little in it. And the university straight up for Mr. Yo. Back at saymyname's side, university up for him. And it's like these guys are both reading from the same textbook on how to play a galley war. It's incredibly close at this stage. Bodkin Arrow, war galley for both. In fact, Bodkin Arrow for Mr. Yo was a little later, and I'd put that down to the fact that maybe Yellow has slightly more resources. I'd also assume that Yellow would be able to get a faster ballistics time, but we'll see. War galley coming in, pretty much identical times for both, and Yellow here should just push this advantage. He's got so many more galleys on the water, but he seems so hesitant. What's going on, Yellow? Like, why not commit to this fight? Damn it, he's so non-committal. And it's worrying me, because right now, he should be taking advantage of this big numbers, well, sort of big numbers lead that he's got. He is doing ballistics though, so maybe he's waiting for ballistics to come in before he goes for the aggression. Mr. Yo also doing ballistics about 30 seconds later, 28 seconds to be precise. There's like so little in it at this point. And, yeah. Maybe they followed my guide, Elvin, or maybe they did. Maybe they did. Maybe they realized just how good it is. But I really, at this point, Yo getting housed, which is actually a pretty big mistake. Getting housed is never good. And if you have a look at the population headroom for Yellow, he's got 110 population headroom, whereas Mr. Yo's got 75. Overall population in Yellow is still ahead. 10 villagers extra at this point. Like, it baffles me that he's managed to squeeze out 10 extra villagers in this time. And it should give him an advantage, like there's no question about it. So a big fight going on the water now. Yellow has got a good numbers advantage still. He's pressing forwards, he's patrolled everything he's got in here, but still 4 galleys out of the fight. But I think Yellow will get the advantage here as the military count for him starts to kind of stay a little higher than Yo. But bear in mind here, Yo has the defender's advantage, so as soon as Yo starts building some more ships, they'll join the fight just that much faster. And in actual fact, Yo looks like he might start turning this around if Yellow doesn't bring his reinforcements in fast enough. But I think he's doing that now. And currently 17 military each, 16 military each, and Mr. Yo will actually push this back. And I think that was a prime example, a perfect example of defender's advantage right there. Sneaky demolition ship at this point, probably not worth it for Mr. Yo, and although I do love a good sneaky demo from time to time, it's only really effective if the galleys are like right around the dock. In this situation, I think they probably would have ended up going down. But Mr. Yo there, taking the lead in terms of numbers momentarily. And this is the thing, like, Yellow really shouldn't be behind here. He's adding in a bunch more docks now, though. He's going to try and kickstart his production. Mr. Yo's still only on the 4 docks, yet he's still pushing this one back. And Yellow, meanwhile, he's up to 6 now. And so there's no excuse to fall behind in galley production at this point in time for Yellow. Like, no excuse at all. He's got the villagers. He's got 25 lumberjacks, 20 gold miners. Whereas Yo has 22 lumberjacks and 14 gold miners. So Yellow just has got more. Oh, right. He had a sneaker. I didn't actually see it. My God. I'm so blind. How is it possible for me to be that blind? Maybe he should make some more then and actually prove to us that he can make it work. But yeah, like at this stage, Yellow has so much more resource income. Just, I already, yeah, you can see there, look. So much more wood, so much more food. Oh God, more of everything. Like, come on. He's got more of everything. He's got another 5 galleys now at this stage. But once again, he's sitting back. He's just waiting and waiting and waiting. And Mr. Yo adding in his 5th dock at last. Yeah, you're right. Number 9, Blastoise. Getting a castle on this main island would be huge, because it would prevent Mr. Yo from being able to push into this choke point, since the castle would absolutely wreck his galleys. It's also good for holding the gold, of course, as well, and it's not uncommon, in fact, to see a castle come up there. But right now, careening for Yellow, and Yellow is going to push, you'd think. Go on, Yellow, push! You can do it! You can do it! He's pushing. He's got careening. That means movement speed. That means ship armor. +1 extra armor here. There's no way he can lose this fight, right? But he'll find a way, it seems. It looks like he'll find a way anyway, as he runs away from what would have been a fight with his numbers on his side. And as a result of his running, has ended up being Mr. Yo just catching up in galleys again, and Yellow not actually shooting a single ballista arrow from his galleys. It's so wasteful. So wasteful. Like right now, Mr. Yo has 54 kills and 38 deaths. Yellow, it's just like, how is he not making this work? I don't get it. 35 boats for Yo. This has to be Yellow's fight here. Finally, Yo is coming to him. And Yellow should, in theory, win it, since he has got ship armor, and since he has got the defender's advantage. It looks like that will be the case. Yellow here should be pulling ahead. But my goodness me. So, yeah, Mr. Asta thinks he should fill this dock with demolition ships and bait him back. Could work. Could work. But, like, with +1 defense, it's really amazing that, like, Yellow still isn't getting an advantage here. In fact, he's falling behind in military again. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And once again, Yellow falling back. Numbers still so close. Man. But there's going to come a time, very soon, when the gold is running low, and the players will have to move to the center island. And that time is coming very soon. Yellow right now, he's saturated this gold on the left side. He's got about 800 in the bank. Mr. Yo has about 700 gold in the bank, and he has also saturated his main gold. So it's going to come a time when getting this center island will become useful, but seriously, these water fights for Yellow have just been disappointing, to say the least. Right now, he has got 8 extra galleys, but he's still playing so defensively. Sneaky Demo Pan, my god, I used to play Demo Pan all the time on TF2. I got legitimately good with the sticky jumper and the pan. Like, that thing crits like every time. It crits just 11 out of 10 times. You can't avoid it. It's awesome. And I got to the point where I was like just sticky jumping everywhere, just dropping medics all over the place. So fun. And then I transitioned to market gardening, and I don't know. Market gardening is probably a little more fun, I guess. But anyway, back to the game. 13 galley advantage now for Yellow. Surely he will push this advantage and win. Surely he will just be able to figure it out, right? I certainly hope so. Where's my info gone? There it is. Yo, 25 warships. Yellow, 36. The numbers don't lie. Yet Yellow is still going back. Alright, there we go. This time Yellow's gonna push. Like, surely now he realizes, hey, it looks like I might just have numbers advantage. He's got nearly double the galleys. Surely he realizes that he just needs to push forwards and end this game. Yellow only has 200 score lead at this stage. This fight will push Yo all the way back. And Yellow did win that first game in a similar situation. Bear in mind, Mr. Yo also has ship armor now. But with Yellow having so many more units on the water, this has to be his win. Mr. Yo maybe going to call GG if Yellow just keeps pushing him all the way back to his docks and Yo loses all of his ships. But this is the point of the game where water control is the most important. Getting to that center island now is going to be important. And I mean, Mr. Yo, sure, he's got 1,100 gold in the bank, but it's not going to last him forever, and he'll need to get to the center at some point. Yellow now will destroy the remaining army for Mr. Yo. And if this game is going to go like the first one, Mr. Yo will call it once he's lost full water control. He's really got nowhere to run either. He's going to end up getting cornered, I suppose you could say. Cornered on this lake. But yeah, Yellow going to get himself the win. And, well, I imagine, I'm maybe calling it a bit too soon, but I mean, he's clearly won the water at this point, and for Yo to retake the water now, it's going to be very, very, very difficult. But the fact that, yeah, Yellow chose this as his home map, I think is pretty interesting. It shows that he is feeling confident on the water, and it shows that he can play the water, because he does do a very good job on water maps, it seems. However, it's worth noting that he seems to take bad fights a lot of the time. Like, I think he's winning because his macro is a lot better. Like, his economy has been better this entire game. And not because he's actually got better micro or because he's got better army control. Mr. Yo then, going up to Imperial. And I really disagree with this decision to let his boats out. Like, who let the boats out? I don't know. Mr. Yo here calling GG. Honestly, like, why did he let the boats out there? Maybe he just didn't want to lose too many docks, but letting the boats out would have lost him his entire army as Yellow crushes him against the shoreline. Yo was on the way up to Imperial there. He bought his way up to Imp, I think. I believe. Wait, yeah, he was on the way up to Imp. He bought his way up, and I think he should have waited. He should have kept making boats inside the docks, held out, and then as soon as he got Imp, release them, and then try and do Galleon, but whatever. Mr. Yo calling GG. Yellow gonna get the win. And thank you very much to Mr. Throat Wobbler Mangrove for the donation. Unfortunately, no, I don't have the luxury yacht yet. I'm still like $3 million off, unfortunately. Oh man. If anyone's got a luxury yacht out there and want to loan it to me, then maybe I'll take you up on that offer. But okay, game number 2 down, 3 down even, and that means that the score is 2-1 to Yellow right now. Mr. Yo falling behind.